Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK, and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. It's been a little bit since the last episode, but nonetheless, we are back, still here in Michiru's story. Why we're in this story, who knows? I'm pretty sure at some point in my life, I promised myself or swore to myself that I would never touch this story. But here we are still, and I have no idea what happened in the last episode. I can't really do a recap, so I'll apologize on that part. It's just been that long. And plus, with the fact that I'm still working on my Fruit of Grisaia anime analysis, it's really hard to remember events that are going on because I'm also taking into consideration other events that are going on with something completely different. But anyways, let us just continue on. If you want to know what happened in the last episode, I guess just pull up the last episode. That's all I could really recommend at this point. I really don't know what we were up to in the last one. So sorry again, and let us continue here in this nice quiet room. Some things are inevitable. The carefully wrapped present you hand to a child never comes back in one piece. There's no night without a dawn. The wrapping paper gets torn to shreds and the sun rises. That's the way the world works. The girl who wasn't the girl who wasn't the girl, alright, told me to come to her room in the morning. A lot about this strikes me as strange, but at the moment I want to get this situation resolved. Time enough to pick at the details later. I think what's going on is the other Michiru is upset with us for making matters worse or something along those lines. Although getting up at 5 in the morning is perfectly routine for me, I understand that I'm something of an outlier among my age group in this regard. Therefore, I decided to take care of my normal morning run and shower off my sweat before paying my visit. The old Yuuji routine. Once I'm clean and dressed, I pull out the mental bookmark I've wedged between two slices of time. Making my way to Michiru's room to pick up the story where I left off. While I'm here at least, so that's step one. But how exactly am I supposed to make my entrance? Most likely, the Michiru on the other side of this door has no idea that I'm coming. I pause for a moment, trying to think up a decent opening line. But soon enough, I shake my head and reach out for the doorknob. Thinking isn't going to help right now. Too many unknowns. Whatever happens, happens. Michiru, you awake? I wait patiently for a response, but as expected, there's no answer. Guess I'll have to make the first move. I'm coming in. If that's a problem, you can tell me why inside. It's unlocked, so my forcible entrance poses no particular difficulties. As I quietly close the door behind me, something stirs slowly in the darkness. For one strange moment, it feels as if the room itself is breathing. Fortunately, there's a bit of sunlight leaking through the gaps in the blinds, so my eyes begin to adjust. It's still gloomy in here, but not enough to pose any real issues. I've spent long enough in darkness where I couldn't tell the difference between having my eyes open and shut. This dimness isn't a problem by comparison. The cloying scent of cheap candy and imported fabric softener hangs in the air, thick as tobacco smoke. Ugh. Hidden inside the stronger smells, I also pick up a faint hint of ammonia, probably a major component of that witch's brew that girl slathers on her hair. And there's a cat in here. Ah, I love cats. I'm startled by the sudden warmth of a living creature coiling itself around my legs. It's the cat Michiru's been doting on lately. Seeming to remember her claiming it wasn't a pet, but if it's hanging around her room, it seems implausible. Hello there, Ramel. Where's Michiru? The cat reacts to my voice by pattering off on its tiny paws and hiding in the bed. Seems he doesn't like me too much. And from a little above where the cat vanished, a somewhat surely human voice addresses me. Well, that sounds gloomy. Is that blanket blob you, Michiru?
ロンメルじゃない。そんな変な名前じゃないもん。
I'm going to open the curtains. I understand it might be easier to relax in the dark, but a little light should help wake you up. Ah, good morning. Michiru's sitting on the bed, a blanket draped over her head, her knees clutched to her chest. She's trembling visibly like some kind of traumatized war refugee, or maybe a child waiting anxiously for parents who should have been home hours ago. Keeping a cat in the dorm, are we? Pretty bold. Can't say I entirely approve, though.
違う。気がついたらこの部屋にいたの。連れてきたわけじゃない。本当だもん。
Yo, I don't really believe that, man. You sound rather forlorn, my friend. Forget to put on your tsundere act this morning, or attitude. You know what? Same thing. Yeah, she says. I grab the back of a nearby chair and pull it up to the bed. After briefly declaring I'm going to sit, I do so without waiting for Michiru's response.
座っていいって。まだ言ってないじゃない。
Now that's more like it. Go on, give me the vinegar.
何それ。
Well, what's with that whiny tone of voice? You're really off your game. I'll be your audience, so how about starting with your vocal warm-ups? If you'd like, we can restart the scene from the point where I entered the room.
そんなことしないもん。ねえ。あんたは女の子が落ち込んでるのを見て、ちょっと優しくしたりとかできないわけ？
Yeah, that doesn't exist in Yuji's vocabulary. I suppose I could, if someone told me to, but would that really make you happy?
ちょっと虚しいけど、だいぶ嬉しいかもしれない。
What a reprehensible woman. But if you want my kindness that badly, I suppose I can give it to you. I lean forward in the chair, reach out with one hand, and give Michiru a few pats on the head. Ah, the good old head pats.
何これ？
Kindness. Not enough for you? Here, take a little extra.
そう。
Well then, that should be enough for the moment. I'm going to get to the topic at hand. No need to prolong this, alright? You can just respond to the questions. Unless I'm completely off base, you're dragging around a serious problem of sort. I'm not looking to pry, but whatever it is, it's creating headaches for me as well. I'm not particularly fond of stumbling cluelessly through difficult situations. To put it simply, I don't like this. I want you to explain your current condition. Can you do that for me?
私何かした？いや、したんだよね。したよね。
That's right. So you don't remember after all.
ごめんなさい。
With those words, Michiru lets out a tremendously long sigh. Sounds something like a 10,000-year-old cat accidentally brushing his overlong whiskers against the moon. That was a very weird metaphor. Nothing to apologize about. You can take it nice and slow. So try to talk, alright? We've got plenty of time.
いつも暇さえあれば本を読んでるじゃない。その貴重な時間を邪魔していいの？
Not a problem. Don't sweat the small stuff right now, alright? Anyway, this happens to be exactly where I left my bookmark.
この場所？
Yeah, this is the start of the story, and you are the end. But I need you to talk if I'm ever going to decipher it.
変なの。それって謎みたい。
Maybe. But in that case, you're the one who has the answer. I'll hear you out, Michiru, so talk to me. Just make sure to wake me up if I doze off from boredom. I've tried sleep learning before, but it never really did much for me.
わかった。話する。
The cat in Michiru's arms suddenly gives a single meow. Taking that as her cue, the girl licks her lips and begins to speak.
うまく伝えられるかどうかわからないけど、覚えてないの。
Nope, I think I cut her off there.
猫にその猫さんがこの部屋にいたっていうのも私が連れてきたんじゃないって言ったでしょ。勝手にいたの。ここまで来たのか、それとも私が連れてきたのに忘れてしまったのかわからないけど、本当に覚えてないのよ。
So I will take that as not her lying. She honestly doesn't know, but it was her that brought the cat in. It was her other self that actually did it. So there's no way that Michiru, the one we know, could know about that. There's a deep wrinkle in Michiru's brow. She resembles a child trying to read a bulky encyclopedia. The girl doesn't seem to know quite where to begin.
でもいつからそうなったかははっきりと覚えてる。あの時から私は記憶が飛んじゃうようになったの。突然何もかもわからなくなって、気がつくと次の朝ってこともあった。例えばよ、電車の中から外の風景を眺めていると、窓の向こうに何が見えるかわかるよね。覚えてないとしてもなんとなくわかる。
Yeah, I can't relate.
でも私は真っ暗なトンネルに入ったみたいになって、一瞬で過ぎ去っていく景色も見えないの。それで気がつくと長いトンネルを抜けて、その先が雪国だったらまだまし。綺麗さっぱり、何も覚えてない状態で翌朝になってる。
I can never tell whenever she's done talking. So your memory's been skipping. Okay then, let me ask a more precise question. Do you remember what happened yesterday?
部分的にはね、ちゃんと覚えてるわよ。ランドリーでみんなと話してて、それでユージがいたから緊張して、すごく胸が苦しくなって、それでなんだか頭の中が熱くなって、私多分誰かに怒鳴っちゃった気がする。途端に大きな氷柱を飲み込んだみたいに気持ちがすっきりして、でもそれから後のことは覚えてない。気がついたら猫ニャがいて、ベッドの上で私は泣いてた。
Localized amnesia, is it? Is the girl herself aware that these gaps in her memory coincide with the emergence of another Michiru?
あの後どうなったの？私のことみんな怒ってる？
No, there shouldn't be a problem. I don't think you need to worry about that.
やっぱり。
Biting her lower lip, Michiru mumbles a single word. It falls out of her mouth with the dull thunk of a sizable rock hitting the floor. Again. What's that supposed to mean?
その嫌いにならないでね。あ、いや、いつもそうなの。私が覚えてないとき、何か嫌なことが起こっているんじゃないかって思うんだけど、全然そんなことないの。むしろ問題が解決していたり、以前より物事が順調な方向に向かったり、そんなことの方が多いの。
Not turning her head, Michiru flicks her eyes over for a furtive glimpse at me. After confirming that my expression hasn't changed dramatically, she gives a small sigh and resumes her story.
昨日も同じ。私が何か失敗をしても丸く収まってる。だから余計にどうしていいかわからない。ねえユージ、私何をしたの？
I wouldn't worry too much. Your memory's probably just a little confused. At a guess, the situation was overwhelming, so you had to flip a mental switch to deal with it.
頭を切り替えるって。
Michiru reacts strongly to those words in particular. Maybe she does know after all. Well, I'm not a doctor, and you're not a patient. It's up to you how much you want to hear.
何それ？どういうこと？
I don't think it's that difficult a sentence. Think it over. Michiru lowers her gaze to the floor, staring at the carpet as if looking for the word she dropped earlier. But soon enough, she abandons the search and closes her eyes in apparent resignation.
ユージ、全部言ってみて。
Should I guess? Alright. Immediately after you screamed,
ちょっと待って。手、握ってもいい？
Well, I guess. I don't really mind. Michiru timidly reaches out to me. Her small hand, damp with sweat, trembles like a sick songbird.
それで。
Immediately after you screamed in the laundry,
ちょっと待って。もうちょっと近づいてもいい？
Where is this coming from? I guess. I don't really mind. Michiru slides across the bed towards me. As she draws near, the fingers of her hand twine with their way between mine. Can I continue now? Immediately after you screamed,
ごめん。さ。
What now?
ギュッてしていい？
God damn it! I'm not familiar with that verb. Request clarification.
だから、ギュッて。
No, even I don't know what that means. I can't determine what you're referring to from that word alone. I'm unable to answer.
じゃあ、ちょっとやってみるね。
Michiru pulls away for a moment, then leans over and wraps her arms around me. Keeping her eyes averted the whole way, she's squeezing pretty forcefully. Excuse me. Almost like a child clutching a giant stuffed animal for reassurance. Well, that's really what she's doing.
こういう感じ。こうしてもいい？
Seems a slightly academic question at this point. You already are.
そうだけど、してもいい？
I guess. I don't really mind.
よかった。それで？
Anyone want to buy me the entire Grisaia set on the Nintendo Switch? I'll give you a big snuggle. This little scene must look something like a large tree, okay? Nearly ready to fall, being supported from the side by a lumberjack. A little ironic, since Michiru's clearly the one who needs to be propped up right about now. Alright, this time I'm going to finish the sentence. Immediately after-
ごめん、やっぱりいい。
What do you mean?
やっぱり言わなくていいってこと？ごめんなさい。
Alright, in that case, can you let go of me now?
やっぱり離れなきゃダメだよね。
Even as she speaks, Michiru buries her face against my chest. I can feel the area near her lips grow warm with every exhalation of breath.
やっぱり離れるのが普通だよね。変だもんね、これ。
Well, it's not especially inconvenient for me, so I don't really mind.
ありがとう。
Nothing to worry about yourself. Or nothing to worry yourself about. Excuse me, I'm mixing up my words. The girl maintains her embrace on me for quite some time. My thoughts drift back to the enigmatic Other Michiru. Huh? What was that?
嫌いになった？
No. I've just been joking around for like these 500 episodes of Grisaia. You know, you're not the worst. But you're pretty bad. Hate? Why would I? Where's this coming from?
だってやっぱり変でしょ、こういうのって。普通じゃないよね、私。あ、こういうのって 記憶が飛んだりってことね。今のこの状況のことではないよ。
It's certainly not what you would call typical, but honestly, I don't see it as or I don't view it as a major problem. Yeah, not sure why anyone would dislike you over something like that. And in the first place, nobody would call me normal either, you know? Even I'm aware of that.
Yuuji は変だもんね。
Yeah, now that you mention it, Yuuji, you're a fucking psychopath. That's right. So don't worry about it.
優しいね。
I get that a lot. To be honest, I'm getting tired of hearing it.
バカ。ありがとう。来てくれて嬉しかった。
Can we go back to the other scene? My eyes can't adjust to the bright, colors here. I was actually kind of used to that black. Feel a little guilty to hear you say that.
なんで？
Because I didn't come here on my own initiative.
そっか。そうなんだ。
I mean, we still did it. We really didn't have to. To be perfectly honest, Michiru, I came here because you told me to.
私に？
She seems to be making an effort to hide it now, but Michiru's clearly still disturbed. Excuse me. Confusion and anxiety flash across her face. Seems like this really is the one topic she wants to avoid above all others, But if we keep tiptoeing around it, we're never going to make any real progress.
それは。
I recently woke up, so if my vocabulary or way of speech is a little fucked, I'm gonna put the blame on just waking up not too long ago. But I gotta get this video out today. After a long and crazy week, I have to keep my promises. Watching the cat cuddle up against her leg, Michiru slowly continues to speak.
私は自分の知らない間に何が起こってるのかすごく怖いの。状況が悪くなってないからそれで構わないなんてことにはならないでしょ。自分の知らないところで自分が何かしてるなんて。
That's completely understandable.
すごく怖い。
Like, I'm playing another visual novel right now, and there's a character that seems to be in a very similar situation as Michiru here. So, I can definitely understand, especially following that character primarily, there being large gaps that we don't see because he's not conscious. Another personality is. Or at least I think that's how that's going. I'm not exactly sure yet. Not sure where that's all going, but it's definitely scary to think about, especially in real life. I would not want to think that I was controlling myself, but I was unconscious of me doing that at certain times. If that makes any fucking sense. I am sorry I ramble. Stop being myself, what the fuck?
思い出せないことが多くなって知らないことが増えて私の世界がどんどん小さく狭くなって最後には私は自分でなくなる。そういうのは怖い。でも
As Michiru pets the cat's head, it emits a noisy, rumbling purr.
朝の来ない夜はないだよね。
I love it when cats purr. I really want a fucking cat, man. Cats are badass. They're pieces of shit, but man, they are fun to have around. And her voice as she speaks those words is slightly brighter than before. How does that one go? There's no night without a dawn and no rain that doesn't end. True enough. But even if the sun does get sick of rising, as long as you're yourself, your world isn't going to get any smaller. Who cares about the rain? Morning and night have nothing to do with it. It's all you.
そうですか。そう ですか。そうですか。
I don't want to talk with her anymore. Huh?
あんたね、ちょっとあれでしょ。私のこと誤解しちゃったでしょ。本当はか弱い女の子だとか思ったでしょ。
Yeah,
全部あれだ。嘘ですからね、ビッシー。
Can we go back to depressed Michiru, please? Just as I notice that her eyes have grown slightly red, Michiru begins snorting roughly through her nose and snouting transparent nonsense at me. The girl really needs to learn how to deal with her emotions a little more calmly. No need to force it.
無理なんてしてないもん。だから今ここで話したこととか、したこととかは忘れなさいよね。
Fine by me, I guess. The stuff we did, by which you mean your unilateral clinging session?
聞こえません。っていうか抱きついて
I
ま
think I
せん。
said unilateral. My bad.
とに
I
かく
blame the
ね、
fact that I just woke up.
女の子の部屋に男が入ってくるとかありえないんですけど。
Not to repeat myself, but you're the one who...
うっさい。いいから出てって。早くもう待てない。それなら私が出て行きますんが。
She's leaving her own room to get away from us. What the fuck? As Michiru stomps off toward the door, the cat follows at a dignified pace, holding its tail straight up in the air. You forgot your broom. How about a radio? While you're at it, I hear the delivery service industry is booming.
誰が魔女よ。黒は女を美しく見せるって金髪の私に喧嘩売ってんの？
The way I see it, blonde or blank is beyond the point. What's beautiful is beautiful. Right. For example...
それって例えば何よ。
For example, the cat.
猫かーい。
Ha! Baited.
あんた、ちゃんと私が部屋に戻ってくるまでにはこっから消えてなさいよね。
Let's read in here. Yeah, I got it. I'll be out in a minute.
あんまり長くいられると男臭くてたまんないのよ。
I just said I'll leave.
それとねえ、ユージ。
What now?
今日のこと誰かに言ったらマジでぶっこら。
Hey, let's tell Machina. Again, she left her own room to get away from us. What the fuck? Well, looking back at this little visit, I've resolved exactly nothing. I've achieved formal confirmation of Michiru's problem, but little else. The rough equivalent of shifting a heavy load on your back from the right shoulder to the left. That said, I'm not intending to take further proactive measures at the moment. Thought I said provocative. Michiru's the only one who can truly resolve her problems. Maybe external aid could provide her with a temporary crutch. But that'd only make things even harder on the girl when she finds herself alone again. When you try to save someone, often as not, you succeed only in stroking your own ego. Rather than scooping them up in your arms, you should be providing a push from behind, assuming, of course, they even want your help in the first place. I guess I really should get going. I leave the sweet-smelling room behind, having gained little there but a fresh coat of cat hair on my socks. That happens with me and my dogs. It's pretty, awful.
ってことで、私ってばユージに言ってやったわけよ。今度部屋に入ってきたら、つま先をつまみ上げてやるぞってね。
Can we kill her?
それはチルチルらしいのよさ。
Please?
でしょ？こっちも遊びでツンデレやってるんじゃないんでね。やるときはやってやるですよ。
What kind of business exactly?
何よ、ユージいたの？いたならちゃんとそう言いなさいよね。
We live here. Since that day, Michiru seems to have gotten back into her normal rhythm, even cracking jokes at my expense. Excuse me. Everything isn't quite back to the way it was before, but she seems to have gradually regained her balance.
つま先、変なことされないように、ユージも気をつけないとね。
Twisted toes? That's nothing. Heard a story once about a journalist who got abducted by a terrorist group. They broke out the pliers and... Alright then, I guess that's enough of that story.
あんたは変なところで残酷描写が出てくるから嫌なのよね。残酷超人残酷3か。
Probably.
それ見てた。あるの？残酷あるの？ないって？たまにあるよね。あれ、私の夢だっけか。それは私にはわからないな。夢の管理ぐらいしっかりしてほしいのよさ。なんで夢の管理までやらせるかな。さすがにそれは難しいわよね。きっとサッチンならやってくれるはずなのよ。サッチン、
Here comes Sachi.
やれやれ。
Or I guess there goes
じゃあ
Machina.
私もちょっと買い出しに行ってくるね。
It was one of the two.
何よ。
Nothing in particular. Michiru, stay here.
何？
The details are unclear. Keep quiet and stand by at your present location. Don't make me repeat myself again. That scream from outside sounded like Sakaki. Hope it's nothing serious, but... Sakaki, where are you? Respond. Oh, fuck, not this music. Damn it, where is she? Sakaki. What is it? What happened? Oh, fuck. It fell. What fell? Out of the sky? A cat, you say? I follow Sakaki's gaze to find a familiar black cat bounding lightly away into a nearby hedge. Must have been wandering around this area looking for Michiru. That's Michiru's cat, isn't it? No, you're misunderstanding. This was almost certainly pure coincidence. You most likely happened to pass by just as it was jumping down from a high place nearby. I doubt the cat did it out of malice either. Understandable, man. I really miss depressed Michiru. I thought I ordered you to stay at your post, maggot. Why did you disobey me? True enough, but you can't deny that there was a possibility of real danger. That's why I told you to stay where you were. I really hope you can figure out that much for yourself.
確かにそうだけど、でもうっさいのよ。それでどうしたの？猫が急に空から降ってきたのよ。猫が空から？猫が空からね。なるほど。ユミコ、それ私のツンデレブレインでちょっと考えたんだけど、もしかしてだけど、違ってたら気を悪くしないでね。それ、
Oh, cut her off. Oh well.
じゃない？ごめんなさい。そうですよね。猫と雨は間違いませんよね。だって猫は猫ですものね。間違いようがないですよね。
そもそもあの猫は松島さんのだって聞いたけど、違うの？
違う。私は猫なんて飼ってないもん。それでその猫にじゃなくて、どこの馬かわからない猫はどこに行ったの？
Hole in the ground.
馬かわからない猫？松島さん、猫と雨の違いは分かって、猫と馬の違いがわからないの？
はあ、わかるに決まってんでしょ。馬と猫って全然違うじゃん。逆にどういう意味
I really miss depressed Michiru.
なんだかちょっとわからない。いろいろ。
Hey, it's back. Huh, Really does look like a comfortable perch, doesn't it?
それで結局その猫は松島さんのペットなの？
その猫って何？それってどれ？
それって頭の上に乗ってる、明らかに乗ってる猫。
The comfortably perched one.
もしそうだとしたら何なの？
学園で動物を飼うことは禁止されているはずだけど。
じゃあ違う。
じゃあ
由美子、あんたが見てるのは幻よ。この世に猫など存在しない。
I'm fairly sure cats do exist, actually.
いや、存在しない。この世には犬しか存在しない。
In an apparent attempt to protect her cat, Michiru begins to lay out a rather radical new theory. She's probably thinking Sakaki might talk to the administration and get the animal taken away from her.
そうでは100歩譲ってそれが猫じゃないとしたら、頭の上に乗っているのは何？
今の私に言えることは全て幻だから、本当はここには何もいません。見えてるのは錯覚です。本来は姿もなければ音も聞こえないのです。
泣いたけど。
泣いてないでしょ。完全に泣いてないでしょ。
二度泣いたけど。
ああ、そうっすね。泣いたね。じゃあ呪いだこりゃ。猫の呪いだわ。呪いで頭の上に猫がいるように見えるんだわ。急に頭が重くなってきたね。呪いってすごいわ。それじゃあ私はそろそろ時間なんで。
She just declared that cats don't exist, and now she's insisting on a cat curse. The word inconsistent itself is rendered meaningless in the face of this girl's irrationality. Michiru, my friend, if you're gonna keep a pet cat, then at least try to be stealthy about it.
だから飼って泣いてばただの呪い。よくあるやつ。ご飯なの？ちょっと待ってなさいよね。まったく。
And that girl really does whatever she wants.
ねえ、風見くん。松島さん頭を強く打ったりした？
Probably. Haven't heard anything of the sort.
そう。これからもうちょっと優しく接してあげることにしようって今思った。強く思った。
And so Michiru's more or less back to her old energetic self. If anything, I think her incomprehensibility factor may even be increased slightly. I do understand. The girl's forcing out a show of cheerfulness to mask the continued instability of her emotions. And more simply, she's excited by her new pet. That said, no matter what the circumstances may be, this illusion and cat curse strategy strikes me as more than a little wince-worthy. Actually, very wince-worthy. Even by Michiru's standards. I guess I'll see if Chizuru can get me the, standard cat vaccines. I don't know why I struggled with that sentence. There's no telling what sort of viruses or infections a stray may or might have picked up. In some cases, feline intestinal worms can infect human beings. Michiru's stomach is weak at the best of times, so a little caution seems warranted. Have to be careful about being too nice, though. Don't need a certain capricious creature. Capricious? Whatever. Getting emotionally attached to me. That's a little too late there. There's only one truth, but the same facts will inevitably be interpreted in wildly different ways, depending on the viewpoint of the observer. The winner writes the history books, and they always come out looking pretty good. If you're searching for the absolute truth, you've got no choice but to wade through various accounts with a critical eye, painstakingly piecing together a more neutral perspective. But even then, Clearly distorted information can often throw your puzzle into a confused jumble. So how about this? Instead of sifting through everything you can find, dramatically restrict your sources of information, ignore the third parties entirely, and talk only to those who were directly involved. In most cases, that's simply not practical, but every once in a great while, it's an effective strategy. Coming in.
あら、風見くんじゃない。どうしたの？何かよ。それ。
Oh, cut her off. Oh well. No, I see your face in my dreams every night. A real nice expression on it too, if you know what I mean.
あの時ってどの時よ。
I mean, she started it. Can't really get us in trouble. There's a fucking fly in my room. Okay, enough joking around. Sorry to barge in like this, but there was actually something I was hoping you could get for me.
冗談なのね。それでどうしたの？支給品だけじゃ心もとない仕事でもあるのかしら？
I do my job with the tools I'm given. This concerns my private life.
あなたがプライベートなんて言葉を使うとはね。
I'd like you to get me a dose of combination vaccine for a cat. Can you do that?
猫？学校の敷地内を野良猫がうろうろしてると思ったら、あれ風見くんの猫？
I'm on a leash myself. Why would I do the same to an animal?
発信機でもつけて遊んでるのかと思ってね。
Anyway, I want to give that cat one of these 3-in-1 shots at the very least. And just for safety's sake, can you get it tested for the common diseases? I'll get a blood sample for you.
待ちなさい。誰のお金でやると思ってるの？そんな勝手が許されるわけないでしょ。
True enough, I guess.
でも、相手は風見くんですものね。サービスして5種の混合ワクチンぐらいなら個人的に用意してあげましょう。それ以外は民間の動物病院でやってちょうだい。私はあなたと違って何でも屋さんじゃないのよ。
That's a valid point. You're still a help. Appreciate it. Alright then, I'll see you in my dreams. As I turn to leave, Chizuru grabs my arm to detain me.
ちょっと待ちなさい。もっと他に何か聞きたいことがあってわざわざここに来たんじゃないの？
Leaning back in her chair, Chizuru pushes her glasses up her nose with the tip of a finger. We may not have spent that much time together, but we've known each other long enough. A woman can see right through me at times. Well, it's not like I need to hide it. I suppose. It's about Michiru. The cat belongs to her, by the way.
松島さんね。そんなことだろうと思いました。それで、風見くんは松島さんの何を知ってるの？
I've learned that she's an extremely moody woman. Also, she sleeps in a room saturated with the sugary smell of a cheap artificially colored candies.
ちょっと風見くん、部屋で松島さんに変なことしたわけじゃないでしょうね。
I'm gonna murder this fucking fly that keeps landing on me. Nothing to worry about. I paid a brief visit because I had something to discuss with her. That's all.
だったらいいけど、問題になるような行動は慎みなさい。普通の学園生活が送りたいんでしょ？
But this is in the world of anime. We need to fuck.
それで、問題のない範疇で松島さんのことを説明することはできるけど、どうする？
After all this wandering around following a trail of breadcrumbs, an unexpected bluebird arrives on the scene. Does Chizuru have the answers I've been looking for? Honestly, I'd be grateful. That said, you can't exactly email me your records, I assume.
当然ね。私はここだけの話なんて言葉は信じてないけど、風見くんなら信頼できるし。
Aw, well thanks. Alright then, let me ask you something. Does Michiru...
猫には待ちなさい。中にワンタンくっついてるから掘るから。あにゃにゃ。掘るから逃げないの。ずいぶん元気のいい猫なのね。それで？
But for some reason, I don't feel like asking Chizuru the question anymore. If anyone's going to tell me Michiru's story, it should be Michiru herself. Sorry, don't think I need that explanation after all. Shouldn't be necessary, really. If Michiru needs my help in some way, I assume she'll come to me herself.
あら、そう。交換することに決めたのね。風見くんがそうしたいのなら、そうしましょう。
Sorry to waste your time. By asking Chizuru, I probably could have obtained a decent amount of new information, but when I remember Michiru quivering under her blanket, I think I made the right choice just now. I can't help but feel that learning about Michiru's background without her knowledge would be a betrayal of sorts. I mean, yeah. Going about this a little differently than the other stories, I guess. Or some of the others. A few days later, after loading the vaccine Chizuru got me into a syringe, I decided to inoculate Michiru's mangy little cat. Problem being, the animal in question seems to despise me. Maybe it's picking up on the lingering scent of blood? Instinctive hostility against a fellow predator? Either way, it's a problem. Making a dog behave itself is comparatively easy. They're generally not used to heights, so plop it down on an elevated operating table, and it will be too busy quaking with fear to thrash around. I'll keep that in mind. But cats outright enjoy sharply differentiated terrain. Subduing a feline requires different methods. If you cover their eyes and hold them steady, they'll generally settle down. Same goes for most animals, really. That said, there's no point in covering the animal's head in a paper sack and suffocating it, which leaves me with the most fundamental strategy of all, pure physical restraint.
何の音？何
Flash.
なんだ？あれ、ユージじゃない。どうしたの？
Ah, so it's Amane. I see. Good timing, actually. Tell me, do you have a laundry net?
下着洗ったりするときに使うやつ？あるけど貸してほしいの？洗濯物なら私がやってあげるわよ。
No, I'll be using it myself. Don't worry about it.
何？もしかしてあれ？パンツとか洗ってもらうの恥ずかしいとか？
That's not the issue here. I need the net to minimize potential damage. Are you going to lend it to me or not?
ダメージって何よ？貸してあげるけどさ、そんな言い方しなくてもいいのに。はい、どうぞ。
Sorry, appreciate it.
それで何を選択するの？
I'm not washing anything. Alright, see you later.
どういうこと？もしかして、男性用ブラジャー？実はユージは噂のあれを日常的に使ってるけど、恥ずかしいからこっそり洗ってるとか？
I'm getting the impression that I've left Amane with a fairly serious misunderstanding, but I have other priorities that take precedence right now. I can correct her delusions at a later date. Yeah, fuck that shit. Well then, even among trained veterinarians, many have difficulty handling cats. Strays in particular tend to bite and claw. Need to be careful. Taking a pinch of silver vine powder from my pocket, I rub a little onto my fingertips. You're around here, aren't you? Come on out. I make a conspicuous rustling sound with the bag of powder, and before long, the cat wanders out of the brush to investigate. I bend down and hold out my hand. Most cats have a habit of sniffing at fingertips when they're made available. The black cat isn't particularly fond of me, but the scent of the powder does its work. It walks up cautiously, bringing its nose to my fingers. And in that instant, your fate was sealed. Taking advantage of the cat's momentary carelessness, I pluck it up off the ground by the scruff on its neck and toss it into the laundry net I borrowed from Amane. Some would doubtless take exception to this strategy from the perspective of animal warfare, but I plan this out fairly carefully to ensure the least possible risk of lasting harm to the creature. As for those who still have complaints, I'll listen once you've liberated every pet on Earth from their collars and converted America to the vegan diet. Until then, surely you have better things to be worried about. Was he breaking the fourth wall, or was that just his normal commentary on his own life? Calm yourself, animal. I mean no harm. It's a simple vaccination. Sometimes there are side effects, but rarely worse than a high fever. You won't die, trust me.
Yeah.
Alright, that was a sad response. That's right, go limp. Not like you can escape anyway. Here goes. I take out a nylon cosmetics pouch from my pocket. Naturally, there's no makeup inside. This just happened to be ideally sized to inconspicuously store a certain pen-shaped syringe. Taking out the item in question, I carefully jab the needle into the furry foe's flank. Good boy. Don't worry, it'll be over soon. Relax. What?
ちょっとユージ、あんたね、動物虐待は良くないわよ。
Damn, I was completely off guard. To think I'd let you, of all people, take my back. The disgrace is unbearable. Go ahead, kill me.
殺さないけどね。殺しませんけどね。うちの子いじめないでよね。
Apparently agitated by the arrival of its owner, the black cat violently rips open the net and leaps to freedom.
シャーシャー。ほら、この子こんなに怒ってるじゃない。何したのよ、まったく。
Nothing bad. Don't worry about it.
網で捕まえて気にするなって、そんな言い訳が通用すると思ってるの？今度やったらただじゃ置かないからね。にゃにゃにゃにゃ。
For some reason, I find myself answering Michiru's questions with the cosmetics bag and syringe held behind my back. Yeah, I get the message. Sorry about that. Convey my apologies to your cat as well.
私の猫なんかじゃないけどね。さあ、行くわよ、猫にゃ。にゃー。
Seems I have reinforced the cat's enmity toward me. I haven't done myself many favors in Michiru's book either. In retrospect, I might as well have told her the truth, but the words just didn't come out. Maybe I've been spending too much time around the girl. Her pseudo-tsundere seems like it might be rubbing off on me slightly. Well, that's all well and good, but what do I do about this net? Oh yeah, it's fucked up.
風見さん、どうも。
You seen Amane around?
はい、はい、見ました。
What the fuck is going on here? I'd appreciate it if you told me where she is.
あ、そうですね。お部屋に戻って行かれましたよ。
I see. Guess I'll head over there.
風見さん、私がこんなことを言うのもおこがましいとは承知していますが、聞いてください。
What?
私は風見さんはどんな風見さんでも風見さんだと思っています。
Yes, that is true.
それに男性がブラジャーをしていても
God damn it.
変に見られる時代ではありません。むしろごく自然です。逆につけてない方が変ですよね。
I see. So that's what this is about.
はい。できればカップ数などを教えていただければ、私が風見さんにぴったりのブラジャーを用意させていただきますが、アンダーとトップのわかるかな。そのアンダーっていうのはですね、トップバストと。
Listen, Sachi, that was a misunderstanding of Amane's. Pure fantasy. There's no truth to what you're imagining.
はい、忘れます。ですが、忘れないでください。この小峰幸、風見さんがどんな風見さんでも尊敬しております。
I am happy to hear that. I see. Nice to hear. I have to admit though, the look of pained determination in your eyes and the way you're chewing your lower lip leave me with slightly mixed feelings.
この小峰幸、風見さんがどのような。
What a joke. Forget it, Sachi.
はい、そうさせていただきます。
Well, that was interesting. Amane, you in there?
ああ、ユージ。何？どうしたの？
The net I borrowed from earlier ended up getting torn to shreds. Sorry about that. I'll get you an equivalent replacement later.
いや、それは 気にしなくていいのよ。だってほらね、男性用ともなるとワイヤーが強いやつ使ってるかもしれないしね。ネットが切れちゃうこともあるわよね。
I don't wear a bra.
そんなこと言ってないじゃない。私がさもユージがブラをつけてると思ってるみたいな言い方やめてよね。
But you do.
思ってます。ね、何カップ？つけ心地は？
I'm telling you I don't wear a bra, woman.
いいの。だから隠さなくていいから。ね。
I grab Amane's hand and push it firmly up against my chest. What do you think?
熱い胸板。
That's not what I'm asking. Does it feel like I'm wearing a bra?
つけてないです。
Glad we've come to an understanding. I'll be going now.
逆につけたくなったら私が選んであげるからね。
Why the fuck is that such a big ass deal? Alright. I guess we'll end it here. Why not? I'm tired. Recording for an hour really just takes it out of you. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I actually did not see when the last time I recorded there was. I think it was maybe early October or maybe September. I don't know. It's been a while. Sorry about that, but the whole waiting every 50 subs is kind of difficult at times. But anyways, thank you all for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this episode of the Fruit of Grisaia, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next time, or in the next episode. I don't know if I mixed up my words back there. I think I may have. I'll have to go back and see. I don't know why, but I'm like really brain dead right now. Like I said, somewhere in the middle of this episode, it's been a long week. But regardless, this was fun. Can't wait to record the next one. Take it easy, guys.